What are dependencies in project management? Well, by the end of today's video, you'll know exactly what they are. We are also going to be looking at why you need dependencies, the different types of dependencies in projects, some examples of dependencies, and the importance of managing project dependencies and how this is typically done. So first and foremost, what are dependencies in project management? Well, dependencies are relationships between tasks or activities. And more specifically, a dependency is when a task is reliant upon another task, or a task cannot complete until a previous task is done. Now, every project has dependencies, and there will always be tasks that are reliant upon one another in some way. Take resources, for instance. There will always be tasks that require access to the same resources, and therefore they will share a dependency. Now, there will be tasks that are not reliant upon other tasks and that can happen at any time during a project. Now, these tasks are called independent tasks, and this is in many ways the opposite of a dependency, although it must be said that these aren't as common and most tasks will be reliant upon one another in some way. Now, why do we need dependencies? Now, dependencies are actually set up for a reason, and they help a project meet its overall objectives, and they also help a project manager to meet their goals. Dependencies help prioritize different tasks. They help lay out the sequence of tasks that are required for a project. Dependencies help to calculate critical paths, establish what resources are required. Dependencies help to monitor and manage all of the tasks simultaneously and how one task can impact the next. And dependencies also can help identify opportunities in the project, particularly in accordance with the schedule. Now, there are generally 4 different types of dependencies in project management. Now, these are finish to start. And this is where the start of one task is reliant on the completion of another. The second is known as finish to finish. And this is where the second task cannot complete until the first task completes. Then we have start to start, where the following or secondary task cannot begin until the first task has started. Or in other words, tasks need to start at the same time. And then we have start to finish, where the completion of one task is reliant upon the start of another. So this is actually opposite of finish to start. Now, I've included some different examples against those different dependency types. So on finish to start, for instance, a painter cannot paint a wall until the wall has been plastered. In finish to finish, the electrics cannot be fitted into that wall until they have been inspected. Now, for start to start, you cannot level a concrete floor until the concrete has been laid. And for start to finish, in the case of upgrading software, the installation of the new software must begin before the old version is deleted. So it's useful if you were to pause the video and just compare these 2 slides, the types of dependencies against the dependency examples. Now, I'm quickly going to talk through some different terminology that is often referred to with dependencies. So first is the predecessor. Now, this is the term used to describe the task that always comes first. You have a successor, which is the task that will precede the initial task. So a successor follows on from a predecessor and vice versa. There's a term called the lag, which is the time in between one task finishing and the next one starting. And then you also have lead, which is when the start of task 2 is linked to the completion of task 1, but the start of task 2 must occur before the completion of the first. Now, before we finish up, let's just look at ways that project managers typically manage their dependencies. Well, they're often shown in various different graphs and ways, and the main ones are Gantt charts, PERT charts, cause and effect diagrams, flow and control charts, histograms, scatter diagrams, and Pareto charts and Pareto analysis. Now, some of these may be used, all of them may be used. It's up to the project manager to plan accordingly. But either way, all of these different charts and diagrams help track task and project duration. They help with the allocation of resources, they help to order tasks, and they help with the linkage of the dependencies between the tasks. So they're very, very useful to draw up. And nevertheless, managing dependencies in a project benefits both the project manager and the team. It helps them understand and work through tasks in the best order and ensure that a project completes on time and to schedule. So I hope you found this video on dependencies helpful today. If you have any questions, please do drop a comment in the section down below and I can get back to you and answer those. If you have any other requests for different videos, or if you'd like me to cover any other topics, also drop them down below. And be sure to hit the like button and also to subscribe to this channel, and you will be notified when I release new videos like this. Now I hope you have a wonderful day.